Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lydia and I am in the process of creating my own small candle business called Rich's Candle Co. We are back again in my completely unaesthetic kitchen setting, and honestly it's kind of reminded me of why I wanted to start this candle business in the first place. I want to create candles that help people escape their reality, make them feel like they're transported to another time, another place, a different aesthetic, and I think scent is a really powerful medium to do that. You can be in a kitchen like this but still feel bougie because you have a really nice candle going. Speaking of candles, I think I am very close to getting the formula down. Over here on this shelf in my living room, I have the 7 scents that I'm hoping to release as part of my first collection. You can get a kind of a sneak peek of what the scents will be like. But I have 2 of each scent because I have 2 wick sizes that I just need to test out for each one, because I think some of them need a larger size, some of them need a smaller size. But after this test burn in a couple weeks, I think I should be good to start pouring. So very, very excited for that. One of the things I need to do is to make sure that there are correlating wax melts to each new scent that I have for the candles. So I already have 3 wax melt scents out there. 2 of them are definitely being turned into candles. One of them, the lavender twilight scent, I've had trouble turning into a candle because whenever I've burned it, it doesn't smell right. Like, it doesn't smell like the cold throw of it. So that's kind of iffy. But all the other candle scents that I've created, I know smell good when burned, so I just need to make the wax melts. So that's part of what we'll be doing today. So while I'm doing this, I kind of wanted to talk about where I want this business to go this upcoming year. I've been kind of harsh on myself recently, feeling like, oh, I should be so much further than this. Like, why don't I have the candles out yet? I feel like my content's not good enough since it's not really being shown to many people through the algorithms. But I had a good chat with my therapist the other day, and she reminded me that I've only been at this for about 3 months, like full time. And I keep comparing myself to other candle makers on social media who are so far ahead of me and feel so much more successful. I have to remind myself that I started documenting this process as it's being created. Most people that I've seen only start documenting it once they're like ready to go. They have products up, they're, in markets, have their own website, all those things. And part of the reason why I started this was to show people what it's like from the beginning. So it's not fair to compare myself to other people that are in a much different place than I am. But to be perfectly honest, the money side is very scary. I quit my job to get out of a very bad situation at my company and did this knowing that we would only be going off of my husband's income at first until hopefully this does well. And I'm not expecting it to make like crazy money and like match my old salary, which wasn't that big to begin with, to be honest. But I think the longer I go without bringing in income, the guiltier I feel that the pressure is all on him to bring it in. So I feel like, okay, well, I just have to go really fast and get these things out fast so that I can contribute better. But then the caveat of doing that is if I rush through testing, I'm potentially putting unsafe products into people's homes. And when you're messing with fire, that is not something to mess with. And so I have to ground myself and say, okay, the testing takes long, but you're doing this for people's safety. And not only their safety, but also just to make sure that I'm putting out a quality product, because I know that these candles are not going to be cheap, unfortunately. I will not be able to match the prices of, Bath & Body Works or Target, Yankee Candle, any of those, just by nature of having a handmade candle. I want to make sure that the quality of these candles is worth the price that I put on them, and that people don't have to feel like they're getting cheated out of a good product or regretful that they spent however much money on this. Apologies for the light and sound. We're away from the window and I have to have the vent on for the steam. Another thing that I think will help me feel better about my brand and the business just in general is really leaning into the correct aesthetics of the brand that I'm trying to create. Even though the brand is not specifically fantasy based, a lot of the inspiration comes from fantasy type things. So if I have more of like a fantasy cottagecore-esque aesthetic, but if I put up thumbnails that look like this, or my Instagram feed looks like this, it doesn't quite match what I'm going for. And if you're a potential customer looking at that, you're not thinking, that's what I would associate her brand with. So I think I have to be a lot more intentional about that. But then the problem is, I don't know how to do that when my surroundings look like this. So I don't know if I have to take some field trips out to some parks or something to make it look better, or just get really creative. Because the one thing I will not do is use AI. We're not messing with that here. I try my best when I make the collages for the scent inspos to not use AI images, but unfortunately, sometimes you just can't tell on Pinterest what's AI and what isn't. So I try to avoid it, but some things might slip in there every so often without me knowing. I'm also trying to decide how I want to distinguish my long form content and my short form content. Now, I know people's attention span is like completely out the door nowadays. So I try to engage people by doing quick cuts a lot of the times within my editing. So there's no blank spaces, nothing that will make you bored, I guess, unless me talking is boring, which I get it. But then I've also noticed a shift of people trying to go for more cozy content that they can kind of put on in the background, very relaxing. So I don't know if that's more, ASMR type things, if that's me just yapping. I don't know if people want to listen to me talk. I don't know if they care what I have to say, to be honest. I filled this up too much, and so now the water is splashing over onto the stove and sizzling. Okay. Please don't scream at me. I'm trying my best. There we go. I know. So this scent that I'm making now is called Mountain Air. It is a combination of like eucalyptus, spruce, and cedar, I believe. Kind of a muted pine scent. The pine is almost secondary to the eucalyptus. So originally I wanted this to be like a forest type scent. The feedback I got from friends said that they didn't think it was a strong enough tree scent to be considered a forest. So we pivoted because I like the scent, and now it's called Mountain Air. That's happened a lot for me, where I call a scent one thing, and when I get feedback, people are like, I don't really get that vision when I smell it. So I've either kept the scent and changed the name, or kept the name and changed the scent, because it's not about what I think, it's about what the customer thinks. I do get very nervous though that no one's gonna like the scents I've created. My hope is that I can do a custom blend for every scent, because I want that to be able to set my brand apart, as in you cannot get these scents anywhere else other than here. But then I worry that I'm overcomplicating it and I'm doing too much, and I'm actually making a scent more muddled than it is just on its own. But I don't think that's the case with these. I would not have decided on these scents if I wasn't confident that they smell better together than they do alone. But I do think there will be times in the future where you just get that one fragrance oil and you're like, yeah, it needs nothing, like just let it be, which would be much easier for me mixing wise. It is weird running a business like this though, where you have to think about scents so far in advance, because you have to allow time for supplies to come in, for testing, for curing, all those things. So it's January, and I'm hoping to put out the collection of candles February, March. I don't know, I hope so. But then while I'm still currently working on putting that stuff together, I'm also thinking about what scents do I want to make for summer. You have to constantly be a few months ahead, which is very off-putting sometimes. And for me, someone who is just starting out, I have no idea if collections are the way to go right now. Since I'm only selling on Etsy, I'm not selling on my own website. I don't know if it's worth it to release everything all at once, or is it better to just release things as they're ready? We are very much winging it here. I'm trying to accept that it's okay if I make mistakes, and I'll just learn again for next year or next time. I'm letting the wax cool now so that it gets to the proper temperature before pouring it, but it does make me think I should probably set up my phone so that I can film an Instagram story at the same time. That's been very difficult for me, thinking about cross content. Okay, I'm filming this for YouTube, but I can also do this for Instagram or TikTok or whatever. I'm not someone in my real life who takes spontaneous pictures or posts a lot on Instagram, so I don't really think about content in my day-to-day life, especially since it's much easier to not. This would go so much faster if I wasn't filming and constantly resetting the camera, changing the angles, thinking about the timing of things. It would just go so much faster. So it's very difficult for me to slow down and think, okay, what else can I use this time and this content for? I took a quick break for lunch, but now these are all a little bit more solidified. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put the warning labels on them. I'm probably just gonna pour all the other scents off camera because like I said, it just takes so much longer to film them. But the other thing I wanted to do today was work on a way to make my wax seals more efficient. In case you aren't aware, on my packaging, I always put a little wax seal on the craft paper to wrap it. I think it just makes it look a little bit more classy, and I think it fits in with my branding a little bit more. But sometimes it can take a bit. There are multiple things in one order for the wax to fully harden as you're stamping the seal onto it. So I think a better way to streamline it is to take like parchment paper, use my glue gun with these colored wax sticks, pour out dots, stamp them, and then I'll have a whole bunch pre-made that I can just hot glue on with normal hot glue later. I don't know if that's gonna make a difference at all in efficiency, but I don't know, I think it's kind of fun to stamp things with a wax seal, so I'm gonna do it just because I enjoy it. I don't have my labels printed yet for the outside of these wax melts, but I don't want to put those labels on until these are fully cured. So then that way I don't mistake them for being ready to go out. Although I still have to do product photography and put up the listing anyways. So I guess that doesn't really matter. I saw this trick where if you put your wax sealer on like an ice pack, it cools it and then makes the wax set faster. So we'll see if that works. I have no idea. Is there a better ice pack? Actually, this ice pack might be better. All right, let's go ahead and try this. Oh, I did it. Okay, now I have to pick it up. Oh God. Ta-da. A little R for ridges. Just gonna put a YouTube video on and keep going with this. That's gonna be it for me today. Since it's a new year, I wanna make sure that all the content I put out is what you guys wanna see. So please let me know down below whether you like the more silent vlogs that have me just doing stuff with no talking, ASMR type things, or just chatty vlogs like this. I'd love to know what you think and make sure that I'm putting out something entertaining for you. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day. We just started recording. You can't be doing this already. Ugh. That's good, right? Yeah. To go with a lot. Girl, I forgot to do calculations. Pause. What did I say? I don't know what I said. But the figure out. I've been looking at the viewfinder the entire time. Oh, all right, take 4. Oh, I'm too impatient. This never happened. Oh, come on. Ugh, it doesn't matter. No one's gonna see this anyways.